What's going on, folks? Welcome back to We the Champs. So good to have you here. I'm your host, Jalen, and this is We the Champs, guys, the finest sports show on the turf, on the earth, in the pool, on the court, the diamond, wherever you want to call it. All right. But let's not waste any time here. Let's go ahead and get down to business. All right. So the NFL awards are this weekend alongside the Super Bowl. Hey, we made it here, guys. This was a great season, a fun season, and now it's time to highlight the season winners of the regular season. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give you guys my opinion, my We the Champs MVP, Coach of the Year, etc. And I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win the award for the weekend. All right. Sounds good? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Let's start off with the most prestigious player award we got going on here, the MVP. All right. And your candidates, we got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley. All right. Those are our top four guys. Let's look at the case for them. Saquon, man, I'm sorry. This just isn't much of a running back award. The last running back to win this was AP. And AP season was very much like yours. Saquon was awesome. 2,005 yards, 13 TDs, 33 catches for 278, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, bro, this season was spectacular by Saquon. I mean, he's leading the story in the Eagles to the Super Bowl this year. It couldn't get any better than this for Saquon Barkley. And he would have broken the singular season rushing record had they not rested him on the final week of play for the Eagles. But I will say, compared to the previous season record, I think it's Barry Sanders. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. They had 16 games compared to 17. So Saquon had that extra game, but just as talented because he looks like Barry Sanders out there on the field. All right. So, also 3 stats. Well, 3 particular things that go into the MVP, all right? You have stats, value to team success, and this year, in past years, I didn't have this part on here. Voter fatigue, okay? All right, so I'm going to tell you how much each guy has and, what it represents. So Saquon, stats, stellar. He's top-notch in stats. Value to team, he's top-notch up there, but the only thing holding Saquon back this season is he's going against 3 superstar future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, all right? And then team success. Team success was also a big factor in Saquon Barkley. I mean, they were the 2 seed and they're in the Super Bowl, all right? Next, we have Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is on fire this season, man. Coming back from that injury to his wrist or his thumb last year. Big time. Pass for 70.6%. 4,900 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, only 9 INTs, 208 rushing yards, 108 rating, and 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow was on fire this year, but unfortunately, the Bengals still didn't make the playoffs with this amazing season Joe Burrow had. And that goes to factor into that. Okay, so stats. Joe Burrow is out the roof right there with Saquon, out the roof with stats, value to team, so valuable to this team. However, he's as valuable as a QB can get. However, there are some guys, QBs, that are more valuable to the team. I'll explain later. All right. And then team success. The team success is the primary thing holding Joe Burrow back this season. If their record was somewhat close to the Buffalo Bills, even if it was like just 1 game behind, I think Joe Burrow would have definitely taken this trophy this year. All right. And we got Lamar Jackson. All right. So Lamar Jackson, he hit you with 4,172 yards, 41 passing TDs. Damn. 119.6 rating, 915 rushing yards, 4 TDs, and only 4 INTs. Only 4 INTs. That is crazy. All right. So let's dive into Lamar Jackson just a little bit here. Lamar is great, man. But the one factor I put in that I hadn't put in previous times I've done NBA and NFL awards, voter fatigue was big time here. Lamar just won last year, and he'd won 2 or 3 years prior to that. So that's like, all right, we're going to really vote Lamar here again. Even with the victory over the Buffalo Bills early in the season, that was, or, the middle of the season, that was quickly forgotten here. And Lamar Jackson, I don't believe he'll end up, with the MVP trophy for this season. All right. We look at stats. The stats are out the roof. I don't think, this is the first time. So he didn't throw for 4,000 and run for 1,000, but he ran for 900 and threw over 4,000. That's the first time this has ever been done in league history. Dude, the touchdown to interception ratio is just freaking insane. 10 TDs for every touchdown, pretty much. And this is just stupid right here. All right, so stats out the roof, value to the teams, right there with Joe Burrow. I would even say, no, I'm not going to say that, but just value to the team is perennial, just very, very so much up there. Team success was big time. They were the number 3 seed in the AFC. But voter fatigue played a big part in this, and to not letting Lamar get the MVP trophy, as we're going to see later on. All right, guys. And with the final candidate, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is the We the Champs MVP and the NFL voted MVP. It will be Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. All right. Got 3,700 passing yards, 28 TDs, 101 quarterback rating, only 6 INTs, 531 rushing yards, and 12 rushing yards to put in. Stats. Now, I believe we've seen better Josh Allen stats before. I just believe the team around him and the coaching around him has elevated, and didn't quite need Josh to just manhandle the team down the field every time. All right. But I don't believe that affects the value to the team. All right. So stats are up there, but they're below the other 3 on the list. Okay. Value to team. All right. Now, this is where I believe Josh gets the nod over everybody else. Okay. All right, guys. Can you tell me one Pro Bowler outside of Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills? I'll wait. You can't, because out of all the skill positions, and then, we look at skill positions big time. Out of all his skill position players, there were no other Pro Bowl, no other players to make the Pro Bowl this season for Josh Allen. All right. And going down the list, you look at Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, and Derrick Henry, both made the Pro Bowl. And Derrick Henry took away some of that, just a teeny bit of that value to team right there for Lamar, especially with the red zone trips. Lamar only had 4 rushing touchdowns this season. So that goes to show you right there how important Derrick Henry, just, how I took a little chunk out of Lamar's value to the team right there, okay? And then Joe Burrow, freaking Joe Burrow, he's passing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. On any given season, T. Higgins can make a Pro Bowl. He didn't this year. He missed time to injuries, but when he was in, he was very effective. And Jamar Chase was the best wide receiver this season. All right. Definitely a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year. Okay. And then Saquon Barkley. I don't think any other running back, maybe Derrick Henry, would have had this caliber season for the Eagles. Maybe not even Henry, but, that is a strong team around Saquon Barkley. And that just takes away a little bit of value to the team as opposed to Josh Allen's team. Like I said, guys, there were no other offensive skill position Pro Bowlers voted from the Buffalo Bills team this season. All right. And then you look at team success. And just to put this out there, this is a regular season award. So postseason success doesn't factor into team success. All right. So they went They were the number 2 seed, right, behind the Chiefs. So there you go. That's that right there. And yeah, and there was no voter fatigue. I honestly thought Josh Allen should have won the award last year. Lamar Jackson got it. Not mad about that, but that's how that's going to turn out, guys. And big props to all these guys. Definitely MVP worthy. All right, let's move on here. Offensive Player of the Year. So this section, you're going to see a lot of the same guys that are on the MVP list. So a lot of times it'll be like, oh man, that guy, he missed out on MVP, but he gets the Offensive Player of the Year award. All right. So the candidates, we have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Jamar Chase. All right. Since the Burrow, Jackson, and Barkley were in the MVP comp, and I said their stats, I'm not going to say their stats this time, just Henry and Chase. So let's look at Chase here. 1,700 catching receiving yards, 17 TDs, and 127 yards after the catch. Dude, Jamar Chase is a monster, man. I've known this, and for some reason, I always wanted to keep him like right there at number 5, right on the outside of my top 5 receiver list, just because I thought there were guys better than him, man. And I live in Charlotte. For those of you who don't know, I went to a Panthers game, dude. He caught the ball on a crossing route, or might have been an out route, and just took off. Was going for a TD. My mouth dropped open. I think it was like 55, 56 yards or something. Jamar Chase is a monster. Bengals, y'all effed up. Y'all are going to have to pay this man this year. To me, in my opinion, he's just as good as Justin Jefferson. You can just pick one or the other. He's right there with them in his effectiveness, and big Jamar Chase is that guy. All right. Derrick Henry, 1,900 rushing yards, 16 TDs, 19 catches, 193 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. So Saquon's year just vastly overshadowed Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had more touchdowns, and damn near had about just 200 less yards from scrimmage than Saquon did. But we've seen this before from Henry. We've seen him have big-time seasons and whatnot. So Offensive Player of the Year, I think there's definitely some voter fatigue here for Derrick Henry. But let's keep it moving. And the rest, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Like I said, all these guys are worthy of this trophy here or this award. Me personally, we're going to have to give this to Saquon Barkley. I know a lot of people want to give Saquon the MVP award, but it's like, this year we just can't quite take him over the quarterbacks, and I'm going to choose him for the Offensive Player of the Year. And then popularity, that's another factor too. How can you not like Saquon? I haven't met or spoken to anybody that's like, oh, Saquon Barkley, nah. Unless they don't like the Eagles, then they're like, bump Saquon Barkley, but they're like, then they bounce back with, he cool though. You know what I mean? So this is definitely Saquon Barkley's award for the taking. I couldn't see it going any other way. I mean, I could, but it's not going any other way. And just to give some love to the running backs too, not a pity award, but it's like, all right, you guys definitely earned one. All right. Okay. Next up, we have Defensive Player of the Year award. And this is a tricky one this year. Candidates: Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, TJ Watt, Zach Bond, Patrick Surtain II, which I just learned he's a junior. For you old heads, you can let me have it in the comments, but his dad was a Pro Bowl cornerback as well, which is crazy. All right. So just want to point this out here. So like the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, we have some notable finalists, guys that are the best at their position that just always pop up, always perform. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. This year won't be TJ's Watt for the year for the trophy, but I'm going to highlight him real quick. 11 and a half sacks, 19 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles, fumble wrecking machine. 61 total combined tackles, 40 solo, and 4 passes deflected. This guy is the epitome of Steelers football. That steel curtain, that defense. All right. And Myles Garrett, we also have him. 14 sacks, 22 for loss, 3 forced fumble, 47 combined total tackles, and 1 pass deflected. And we're going to get into Myles Garrett later on this show. Big time for the Browns. Browns didn't have the best season. They're honestly in a rebuild. So with him, that takes away some team success. Trey Hendrickson, one guy I've had on my radar the past couple of years, led the league in sacks, 17 and a half, 19 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 43 total tackles, and 6 passes defended. That's big time. All right, let's go down to the cornerback, Patrick Surtain II, 45 tackles, 1 for loss, 11 passes defended, 4 interceptions, TD, and forced fumble. And with the numbers here with cornerbacks, none of these guys really, especially pass rushers and cornerbacks, a lot of it is your effectiveness on the field. How often you get double team? How much attention are you taking? Or for cornerbacks, how much of the field are you blanketing? Who are you taking out the game? And just who they're not throwing your way. So the numbers don't always do justice for pass rushers and cornerbacks in this situation. However, for linebackers, it does. All right. We got Zach Bond of the Philadelphia Eagles, a new name in this category. He had 11 tackles for loss, 151 combined tackles, 4 passes defended, 1 interception, and 3.5 sacks here. Whew. Be real, guys. I do not know. I think right now Myles Garrett is a favorite, and he's been gotten some attention recently by putting out a heartfelt message and a request for the Browns to trade him. This is a tough one, man. Me personally, I'm pro defense. However, I played linebacker in high school and safety, so I'm pro linebacker. Last year, I believe it was last year, the Ravens had the top scoring defense, so they were number 2. I wanted Roquan to win. I knew that wasn't happening. I like Zach Bond here because he played for the Eagles. Was the leading linebacker on this team. 17.8 points allowed per game. That's right behind the Chargers, 17.7. So you give me one of the top defensive players in the running on arguably the top defense in the league. Guys, I can't make a pick here. This is too hard for me. I don't want to take one defensive guy over the other. So I believe Myles. Guys, I'm gonna pass on this one. Nah, give me Zach Bond for the Eagles. The team success, being a top linebacker on the team, posting 151 tackles, that's big time. I'm gonna take Zach Bond for we the champs. All right. And I think Myles Garrett might get it. I didn't even look at the odds. But yeah, defense is big time. When is a defensive guy going to win the MVP? That's what I want to see. All right, put those up. Defensive player of the year. Sorry, Pat Surtain is actually ahead of the pack. My bad, guys. Pat Surtain? No, this is old. All right. TJ Watt? No, this has to be old. Okay, here we go. I'm back, guys. I was looking at Pat Surtain is in front, so that's a big one. But I'm gonna go Zach Bond. Just a new, fresh name in there to spread the award out. All right. Let's move on to. Sorry, I never changed that, guys. Offensive Rookie of the Year. This one is easy. Let's look at the candidates. You have Jaden Daniels, of course, the rookie QB phenom that took the Commanders to the NFC Championship, upset the Lions in that process. Jaden Daniels, 3,500 yards passing, 25 passing TDs, 891 rushing yards. Damn. 6 TDs, 9 interceptions, and a 100 rating. All right. Daniels was amazing on that field, might I say. All right. Then we have Bo Nix here. So this one was really like a tug of war throughout the season. I think it started with Jaden Daniels. Then Bo Nix was getting the momentum. So we got Bo Nix with 3,700 yards passing, 29 TDs, 430 rushing yards, 4 TDs, 12 INTs, 93 rating. Yeah. So there was definitely some tug of war between those two guys. I'm going to go ahead and say those are the top 2 candidates. Then you have the duo of wide receivers, rookies. Malik Neighbors, 1,204 yards, 7 TDs, 109 catches. Brian Thomas, 1,282 for 10 TDs, 87 catches. And then we have the Georgia boy, Brock Bowers, 1,100, well, damn near 1,200 receiving yards as a rookie tight end, 112 catches with 5 TDs, which is not common at all for rookie tight ends, all right? My We the Champs winner of this is Jaden Daniels. You got to give it to this kid. I believe that even though it's a regular season award, the postseason is going to have effect on voters. It just has to. It's like, damn, bro. Like, we're looking at him in a regular season like he's good. And then you see the postseason, it's like, damn, he's really that good. So this is Jaden Daniels Award. Bo Nix might get a couple of votes in here. I think Brock Bowers definitely deserves some because we've never seen a season like this from a rookie tight end. It's just excellent. All these guys are beasts. And can I just say that Daniels, Neighbors, and Thomas are a rookie trio from LSU. The guys all went in the first round. Big time. Maybe did Brian Thomas go in the top 10? I don't quite remember. All right. Help me out there, guys. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We got Cooper DeJean, Brandon Fisk, Kenyon Mitchell, Chop Robinson, and Jarrett Verse. I just want to say it'd be really cool if the NFL did if they did like a duo teammate reward for Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell, because they're both impactful starting quarterbacks for the Eagles, who is the number 2 scoring defense, arguably number 1, and they play the same position. Like, when have we ever seen that before? Especially on the defensive side of the ball. You got 2 guys, same draft, same position, and they're both just excellent on the field. All right. I'd like to see that. We have Brandon Fisk, another beast pass rusher here. Chop Robinson came from Penn State, big time. Jarrett Verse out of Florida State. Jarrett Verse, he got quite popular lately, or towards the end of the year, talking trash to the Eagles, which might have been a mistake, because he definitely fired up Saquon. But if I had to choose for We the Champs, I'd pick Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell, the twin cornerbacks for the Eagles, just because that would be so cool, man. It was 2 in the package during the draft. I think this reward should be 2 in the package for the NFL honors, all right? But I think Jared Verse will win. Big time player, 4.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 66 combined tackles, 2 passes defended, and 2 forced fumbles. All right. So let's keep it moving here. Coach of the Year, candidates Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, Andy Reid. Voter fatigue. I don't think people want to vote Andy Reid, even though he's great. He's the best coach on here. We got Dan Campbell. He's had the team success before, especially last year. Kevin O'Connell, Sean Payton, Dan Quinn. Sean Payton and Dan Quinn came in with rookie quarterbacks. That was big time, but we've seen Sean Payton have success in the league before. I'm going to go with – ooh, this is a hard one. This is a hard one. This is a regular season award, right? Give me Sean Payton. Give me Sean. No. Give me Dan Quinn. I'm Mark Dan Quinn. I know it's a regular season award, but man, they went to the postseason, played big time. The offense was good. The defense wasn't that good, and Dan Quinn's a defensive guy, so maybe I should change that back to Sean Payton. But I think Sean Payton will win the AP award for Coach of the Year. All right. Then we have Assistant Coach of the Year, Joe Brady, Vic Fangio, Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, and Ben Johnson. Did Ben Johnson win last year? I'm not quite sure. But my guy, I'm going with Aaron Glenn. The Lions still stayed in the top 10 of total defensive scoring with, by the end of the season, 18 players from defense on IR. I mean, you lose your Aiden Hutchinson, you lose everybody, and still manage to put up a good defense. And props and congratulations to him for getting the New York Jets head coaching job. I hope he succeeds there and has a good future with that team. All right. Big Fangio is a beast. Big Fangio is great with the Eagles. He just had a little bit more or a lot bit more to work with. Brian Flores, we've seen Flores before get it done. And Ben Johnson, we've seen that before too. And props to him. Congratulations on Chicago Bears head coaching job. All right. And then we got comeback player of the year. All right. Comeback player of the year. Candidates: Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold, J.K. Dobbins, Christian Gonzalez, Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin is probably the best story here after suffering from cardiac arrest on the field, coming back and being the starter and playing a full season. That's just amazing. That's the stuff we love to hear in football. Big props to Damar Hamlin. Christian Gonzalez coming back from injury, big season. J.K. Dobbins, 2 season-ending injuries, coming back and being one of the top rushers in the NFL for a playoff team. Sam Darnold, my thing with comeback player of the year, it was with same thing with Geno Smith. Not saying he was never there, but he was never quite on top, if you know what I mean. It's like, okay, he came back, but where did he come back from? You know, being mediocre. No diss there, but just saying he wasn't a Pro Bowl level player before, and this year he was. So, but big props to him. I think that should be like he should get a breakout player of the year award. That'll be better for Sam Darnold. And then we got Joe Burrow. You know how Joe Shiesty get down. Had a season-ending injury, came back, had a season for the ages with passing and leading the Cincinnati Bengals. However, my candidate, my choice for my pick for this award is J.K. Dobbins, running back from the San Diego Chargers. Funny story here. So I kept picking this guy. I think I drafted him in fantasy football the last 3 seasons, man, and the injuries. So seeing him be great, just dynamic, was like, damn, okay. He's the running back the Ravens been waiting for. Then he goes down with injury. Then he gets hurt early last season, and he plays this full season. I know he missed like 3 or 4 games towards the tail end, but dude, I can just imagine just being an athlete and just getting that injury, just that derailing your momentum, having to come back, having to have the mental power to come back, train your body, get back running, get back to full speed like you were before, and then just having a big breakout year. And yeah. So big props there. I vote for J.K. Dobbins to be comeback player of the year. However, I think the AP award will go to Joe Burrow for sure, or DeMar Hamlin. But for DeMar Hamlin, I think it should be another award, like a courageous award or something of that range. But big props to all these guys. And yeah, that wraps it up for my NFL awards. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Put your comments and opinions in the comments. I said it backwards. And I hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl. I'll be back tomorrow and Friday with some more heat. If you like baseball, because you know I love those Yankees. Basketball, we the champs. We deliver it all. F1, soccer, we're going to hit you with all this work, all right? But we the champs. We out. Appreciate you. Yeah.